Welcome to Rebel with a Plan. I'm best-selling romance author Dakota Rebel, and I'm so glad you're here. So today I want to talk about tips and tricks for planning. I know that a lot of you are new to planning, so I want to make sure that you're getting the most out of your planners, and I thought this would be a good time to just chat real quick about some things that we can do to make it a little easier on yourself, and then maybe you won't get so overwhelmed, which I'm seeing a lot in comments and messages that you're feeling kind of overwhelmed because you're just starting out, and planning is supposed to be fun. So I just want to make sure that you are getting the most out of your planner and that you are not getting stressed out trying to keep up with the Joneses, as it were. So my very first tip, and this is something that I have done since I very first started planning, use Post-it notes. Post-it notes are your best friend. When you know things are coming up in the future, write it down on a Post-it note and stick it on that day in the upcoming week. So that way when you're going to decorate your planner, you already know where the boxes need to be if you want to make it look pretty that way. You can also put the Post-it notes in your monthly view of your planner. So, let me see if I have an example. So, like, I know that in February, on the 22nd, I'm going to see Garth Brooks. Now, since I don't know how I'm going to decorate my planner for this week of February, I just stick a Post-it note in here so that I don't forget that it's coming up. And when it is time to decorate, I can just move that Post-it note over and decorate around it however I want. So you can do it either in the weekly or in the monthly, but that will help you keep track of future things without having to ink it in or even pencil it in, so that when you're ready to decide how you're going to decorate for that week, you know the things that are coming up. So another, I Frankenplan, which means I have multiple planners. Look at me all shaky. I have multiple happy planners in this binder. So what I do is, and they wouldn't all fit. I couldn't fit 24 months of a planner in this binder, even on the expander rings. So what I do is, I keep 6 months, but I really recommend keeping 3 full months with all the weeks, and then the rest of the year, just put the monthly page in so you can continue to make future notes, but you don't have all that weekly stuff weighing you down, and that will keep the weight and the bulk down, but you'll still have all the months to future plan in, and it just helps if you want to carry around multiple planners. If you are just starting out, do not use multiple planners. You will get overwhelmed. I think I've mentioned before, I use multiple planners because I want to be able to pick up a planner and know that that planner is just for that one thing. All of that stuff still gets moved into my catch-all planner, so that because that's the one I look at all the time. So I have my writing one, and if I want to know what my writing schedule is coming up for the month or the year, I want to go to my writing planner. Weekly, that stuff gets moved into here because I'm going to look at this one every day. That one I look at once a week when I'm setting it up, or if I need to refer to it specifically. So I guess my next tip is, don't have multiple planners if you are just starting out with planning. Stick with one, and that is going to work for you, and then as time goes on, you'll know if it comes to a point that you need multiple planners. Don't ever start out planning in multiple planners because you won't keep up with any of them. So when or if you decide you do want to go to multiple planners, I highly recommend color coding. You can do this in a single planner too. It just helps at a glance, like if you're looking at your week. If you're an author like me, all of your writing stuff is in purple. All of your family stuff is in blue. All of your budget stuff is in green. So you can just glance at your calendar and see, oh, I have a big writing weekend this weekend. All of my stuff is in, what did I say, purple? All of my stuff is in purple, so I know that this weekend is a really writing-focused weekend. Or well, Thursday I've got a lot going on with my money. It just, color coding is just a simple way, especially if you're going to use one planner, it's a great way to keep track of the things you need to do. It works for multiple planners if you color code your planners, which I want to say that I do, but I don't do it well, because I will think I'm color coding and I'll look at my planner and be like, oh, look at all that green, I must have a lot of money stuff. No, I didn't do green for money, I did green for Dakota Rebel stuff because green is my favorite color. Don't be like Dakota. Dakota's crazy. So color coding is a really great way to just be able to see at a glance what's going on in what section of your life. When it comes to planners and using your planner and making your planner functional for you, I highly recommend creating a routine around your planner. So before I started this channel, Sunday was my planner day. I would get all of my planners out. I would run through every single one on a Sunday. I would pull the things that I needed to move into my catch-all planner. I would decorate my catch-all planner. I would have my overview of the week so I would know what was going on. I have since moved that, and now I kind of split it between Friday and Saturday. So Friday night, I will go through all of my other planners, and I will just jot down on a list pad the things that need to go into my catch-all planner. And then on Saturday, I will decorate my planner on camera, which has been nerve-wracking, and I hope that I am getting better with these. I'm still very nervous, and I appreciate that you're here because I think I'm doing okay, and I hope that I can get better, but I know that I'm very nervous, and I know that I don't always look at the camera, and I know that I say a lot, and I swear a lot. So I just super appreciate you sticking with me through my adjustment period. So I do recommend having a routine. It's going to help you stick with using your planner. You should be touching one planner every day. Otherwise, you're going to get lost on keeping track of what you need to do. You can do it in the morning while you drink your coffee, you go through your day. I always recommend checking it at night, because this is going to help. Anything that you didn't get done, you have a chance to move to the next day, or maybe you've decided that that thing that you had written down is no longer a priority, and you can just cross it off and get it off your chest. Stop letting the weight of things that you're not getting done weigh you down. If there is a project that you don't want to do, that you've been kicking the can down the road for a month, maybe that thing doesn't really need to be done. Have you actually evaluated how important that thing is to you, to your life, to your family, to your career? Because if it's not, if it's something that someone else said you should do, if it is something that someone else wants you to do but does not benefit you in any way, cross that shit off your list. Other people's priorities are not necessarily your priorities. Granted, many of us work for other people, and there are things that are actually required of us. Those are not the things I am talking about. I am talking about if you've had wash the curtains on your list, and you don't think that really needs to be done, it's just something that Martha fucking Stewart said, make sure you're washing your sheets, or make sure you're washing your curtains once a month. Who washes their curtains? I guess Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart washes her curtains. But that's not something that is harming your family. That is not something that needs to be done. Take it off your list. Do not do things just because other people say that you should. People keep telling me, you should be on TikTok. No, I'm 40. I don't want to be on TikTok. What am I going to do? I don't even know. I don't even know what TikTok is like. Vines? Well, I missed Vines too. I'm an old woman. I'm not going on TikTok. I see no benefit. I'm not putting TikTok in my planner. I'm not putting research TikTok. I'm not putting record a TikTok. Sign up for TikTok. TikTok. Fuck that. No. Not interested. Not my priority. Not going on my list. Had I written it down on my list, I would have crossed it off my list because it is not important to me or my career or my family. Okay? I hope you understand what I'm saying, because I'm kind of babbling now. If possible, and this is not possible for everybody, and if it is not possible for you, just move right along. I don't need your comments. I don't need your notes. I don't need your ats. If these things do not apply to you, move along to the next tip, okay? Please, can we just be kind? Let's be kind. Kindness is free. Don't know if you knew that. If you can, find a dedicated planner space. It could literally be your kitchen table, and that could be your space while you're using your planner. It doesn't have to be somewhere that all your planner stuff lives all the time. It doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to have your own office and your own, you don't need all of this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying find a place where you are comfortable that every week when you sit down to plan the next week, you're always in the same space, so that this space becomes your planner space. You're always in the mindset when you're in this space of, okay, I'm sitting here at this seat with these things because I need to work on my planner. I have a desk in my son's game room, which is why in a lot of these videos you can hear him screaming at Mario Kart. I don't have my own office, but I have overtaken a corner, and this is my corner. This is where my desk lives. This is where my things live, and I am fortunate enough to have that. Not everybody does, and that's okay. But this is where I sit to do my planning. It is a space that I share, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be, I'm sorry, you like my Sharknado shirt? I love this shirt. This is my favorite shirt, but I feel like all my rolls are showing. It's making me uncomfortable. Anyway, try as best you can to have a dedicated planner space that is somewhere where you have quiet, that you can relax and you can focus. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so now we're going to get into it. All right, are you ready? The majority of the comments that I hear is that it is overwhelming when you first start planning. You look at my planners and you think they're pretty, which, thank you. I work really hard and I own a lot of shit. And you get overwhelmed because you don't think your planner looks like mine, or you don't think that your planner looks as pretty as all the YouTube planner people do. That's okay. It doesn't have to. Your planner needs to be functional. The only thing you have to have is a planner and a pen. You do not need washi, you do not need stickers, you don't need all of the stuff that I use. Of course they're fun. You know, stickers are fun. Stickers have been fun since we were 12 years old, and Lisa Frank came out with rainbows and unicorns. Yeah, stickers are great. Stickers are not required for planning out your week. Stickers are not required for you to be organized. Spending money is not a requirement for planning your week. If planning is a hobby, which it kind of has turned into for me, yes, I make them functional, but it's also something that I do for fun. It is my hobby. It is something that I, in the past, have spent money on as entertainment for me. But unless you legitimately want to turn your planner into a part-time job, which I have done, you do not need all of the shit that I keep buying. You just need a system that helps you organize your tasks and your time, and it needs to work for you. You do not have to have nice handwriting, you just have to be able to read it yourself. It does not have to be color-coded. Yes, it helps, but that's not a requirement for planning. One black pen, one notebook, it doesn't even have to be a planner. You just need a pen and some paper. Okay, that is the only requirement for planning. If you have a book of some kind with paper in it, and you are writing down your tasks and responsibilities, congratulations, you're a planner. It's that easy. It really, really is, okay? I don't want you guys getting stressed out about whether or not your planner is pretty. If your planner is working for you, then your planner is perfect, okay? At the end of the day, your planner is for planning, not for playing. Put that on a t-shirt. Rebel with a Plan says, a planner is for planning, not for playing. Okay. Now, my last tip is, it's really a functionality thing. And it's something that I want you to think about, especially if you're just getting into planning. Planners don't just have to be a place to track your to-dos and your appointments. It can also be used to keep track of what you have done that day. I highly recommend for 1 week, for some of us even one day is going to be eye-opening, but for 1 week, keep track of everything you do in the day. When you wake up, what you do throughout the morning, what you do throughout the afternoon, and what you're doing at night. And I want you to spend every night that day or that week, every night that day, spend that night or every night that week looking back at the tasks that you've completed that day. One, you're going to identify where you're wasting time. If you have 5 broken hours in there where you were binging Supernatural on YouTube, what could you have gotten done in that time? You'll see how much you spend doing things for yourself versus how much time you spend doing things for others. How much time do you spend in the car ferreting other people around at no benefit to you? These are not places you need to go. These are people eating your time and your gas mileage, right? And, you know, and this may not be, they could have asked someone else. They could have gotten an Uber. I mean, you're going to see how much time you spend on things for you versus how much time you spend on things for others. But the biggest takeaway on this, and the thing that I want to stress the hardest for you, okay? You're going to be able to tell at what point of day your energy is highest and where it is lowest. Because you're going to see, for me, it's the morning. In the mornings, I get the most shit done between 3:30 a.m. and 6 a.m. than I do the rest of the day. So I make sure, as much as possible, that I get up in the morning, and that's when I schedule creative tasks. That's when I schedule things that absolutely have to get done for me. This is the time I have the most energy. This is the time I'm actually most awake, which is crazy, but it is. So those are the hours that I spend on the things that absolutely have to get done. If you notice that you're doing less things in the evening, which is where I am, evenings are generally where I am absolute toast and just laying on the couch playing on my phone. And that's because I don't have as much energy. I've spent energy and I've used up my decision-making capacity all throughout the day. So by the time I get to night, I'm just too tired to take on something big. What you're going to learn from this is when to schedule certain tasks. So when you identify the chunk of time when you are the most energetic, that's when you're going to schedule high energy tasks, right? If your brain is going a million miles an hour between 12 and 3, and you're an author, boom, right between 12 and 3. That's when your brain is the most active. That's when things are firing in there. That's when you want to do that, okay? And at night, maybe you're burnt and you're exhausted. So what are you going to schedule at night? You're going to do laundry at night because you just toss it in the washer, let it go while you're, cleaning up after dinner. And then you can fold the laundry while you're watching Netflix, right? So there are things that get put off because we're tired, and we don't think about the fact that I can do lazy things and worky things, in tandem if I just schedule it correctly and at the correct time of day. So I really encourage you to just I would prefer a week, but I'm not the boss of you. Do what you want. Take a day, take a week, write down every single thing you do, everything, okay? And then go back through and identify the things you can get rid of. Identify where you have the most energy and where you have the least energy. Make a list of high energy tasks and low energy tasks. And then you can just start plugging that shit in the right time of day for those kinds of activities, okay? I mean, it's not rocket science, but it's not something that we think about all the time. So I really want to stress to you that your planner can be used to identify the correct time of day to schedule things to do, right? Is your mind blown? I know, right? And then the last tip is really, it kind of goes back to having a planner space, but I just want to say, keep your most used items at hand, right? So for me, like, I use pens, right? Pens and a planner. Those are the only things you need, yes? Yes. Okay. So I keep my pens on my desk, right? I keep them at hand. They're still put away, they're contained, but they're at hand all the time. You guys know that I have like hundreds of sticker books, right? But these are the sticker books I use the most often, so this tote stays on my floor next to my desk. It's at hand. The rest of my stickers are in boxes and put away. I keep all of my folders and covers in here, right, on my dashboard, because I use them randomly. So I store them on rings like a planner, and I keep them, what am I going to say? I keep them at hand. My planners, well, my everyday planner lives in my purse, also at hand, but the rest of my planners live on the corner of my desk so that they're near, okay? Do you get what I'm saying here? Okay, so everything else is put away. Like, yeah, I guess these are at hand, but I have to like dig through here if I want something out of here. For me, I get super overwhelmed and ashamed by the volume of planner shit that I have accumulated. And if I were to see it all the time, I would get like planner paralysis. And I just can't. I can't handle having everything out, because then I can't make a decision. But if I know that I'm going to use 3 different Boss Babes in a budget book, I want those books there. Those are the books that I use every single week, sometimes every day, because again, my planner is a part-time job. So if you have the space to dedicate, I do recommend keeping your planner supplies that you use all the time conveniently placed for you to access them, because again, your planner needs to be easy, and if you're constantly digging for the things that you use all the time, you're going to get frustrated. And if you have to dig through a mountain of stuff that you only use occasionally to get to the things you use every day, you're going to get overwhelmed and frustrated. So, I mean, in summation, my biggest tip, really, don't get overwhelmed by your planner. They are supposed to be functional, and they are supposed to make you organized. Your planner's job isn't even to make you happy. It makes me happy because it's something that I do for fun. It is my hobby. If you are trying to organize your life and that is all you want your planner to be, baby, get you a pen, get you a book, write shit down. That's it. That is the requirement to be a planner and to have a planner. Keep watching these videos and see how pretty my stuff is, because, you know, that helps me. But don't let my obsession with this stuff, don't let PlannerTube, don't let AuthorTube, don't let all of the things that you see all the time, don't let that make you feel bad about how you're using your planner. Okay, and if you do feel bad, don't watch. Don't go to Pinterest and look up beautiful planner spreads that are going to make you go buy 17 different books of stickers and then get frustrated when you still can't recreate it. Don't do that, okay? Your planner needs to work for you. It needs to be functional. Again, that's it. It's that easy, I promise you. All right, well, I have taken up enough of your time. I hope that these tips and tricks were helpful. If there's anything else you want to see from me, leave it in the comments below. While you're down there, subscribe, like, notification bell. I don't know. I guess it helps. I don't know. But, all right, I love you guys, and I will see you next week.